guys, and hey guys, and well, oops. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel to slightly different content to what you're used from me. Hi to everyone who just came across this video. Let me give it right away. I'm no expert. This is just like a guide for the average person trying to figure out whether they should get the new MacBook Air or the new MacBook Pro. Also, before I get into the actual video, let me just tell you a little story about my dilemma. So I've been deciding whether I should get an Air or a Pro for the last 6 to 10 months. And with the old models, there was a huge difference in the Pro and the Air. And so there was literally no reason for me to get the Air. But being a dumb average girl that I am, obviously the gold has a huge appeal on me, to me, whatever. So I really wanted a MacBook that's gold, because what I used to is my silver MacBook Pro. That's what I've been working on for the last 10 years, which is embarrassing to admit. So yeah, I really wanted a gold one, but obviously it made no sense. It's just superficial to decide on a MacBook by the color, but still it kept me awake for nights and nights and nights. And now you guys can say there are bigger problems out in the world, and yes they are, and I have bigger problems to deal with, we all have, but still, if you're going to spend a lot of money on something, you really need to get it, or you need to do it right. It really needs to be the right thing, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time, and then eventually, because the price difference for me, I get the education discount, it was a no-brainer to get a Pro. Because the price difference was €100, I think, and obviously the Pro was a lot better. So I decided to get a Pro in space gray because I've been using silver before to spice it up. And then they didn't ship it out for over 2 months because apparently they couldn't get a hold of one, which is kind of weird. I don't get why Apple always drags out the delivery time so much. They always do that. But anyways, so yesterday morning, it was Tuesday yesterday, today is Wednesday, I got an email saying they finally shipped my MacBook Pro. And I was like, oh great, because I knew the keynote was happening on the same day. I was like, they always say one more thing, and I had a feeling it was going to be a new MacBook. We all had this feeling. And so I was not really happy, even though I waited for this email for months. So yeah, later on I watched the keynote, and Mac finally released the new M1 processor, their own chip. They finally did it. So later on I was like, oh please let them be out of stock or something. Please let them have delivery time, I don't know, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Obviously that's not realistic, but I was really hoping for that because they just shipped out my new MacBook Pro, which was already old at this point. Anyways, long story short, they released the new ones. You can order them. They arrive in 5 to 7 days. And so I ordered a new one last night. And so today, DHL finally delivered my old MacBook Pro, which obviously I'm not happy about at this point, and I have to send this bad boy back. So now I have to decide whether I want a Pro or an Air once again. But I have to ship this one back, but we can still open it for just 5 minutes of happiness. The old MacBook Pro, yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm so sad. I was so excited for this moment. I've been waiting for it for so long, and now I can't use it. Ugh. Once you have a box, a cat is near, but I need this box. Johnny, please don't. Johnny, no. Oh no, I need to send this back. He can't get the box. Sorry. Es tut mir leid. Okay. Nein. Okay, so here we go. The MacBook I've been waiting for a really long time. Let's check, and yeah, it's the old model. So great, let's take a quick look, and then I have to send it back. Okay, so now let's get into the actual video. Should you get a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro with new M1 processor and a new M1 chip. Johnny, nein! Du darfst da nicht rein. Ah, cats. Okay, so as I said, this is just a quick guide. This is just what I have in mind and what literally made me decide on which one to get. And as I said, with the old models, it was a no-brainer to get the Pro. No matter what you need to use it for, if it's just university, just school, just work, whatever it is, the Pro would have been the better decision in my opinion. Let's just get this straight. Because I got my Pro when I was still in school and I didn't have to do a lot of things on my laptop. And still I got a Pro and still it was the best decision of my life. I had a friend with an Air and she was jealous of my Pro. Let's just put it that way. For many reasons also. But now with the M1 chip, one thing that really bothers me, there's a huge price difference now. There's a huge price difference. The basic regular model from the MacBook Air in euro with the education discount would cost me 991 euro, I think, with taxes and everything. Whereas the Pro would cost me 1,276, I think. So almost 300 euro difference. So now you would ask yourself, okay, the price gap got a lot wider. Is the MacBook Pro a lot better this time as well? And let me tell you, it is not. I don't know if I'm missing something or like if I'm too stupid to understand, but the 300 price difference is not justified whatsoever. So let me give you guys a few details and let me grab my MacBook, my old baby for this. So let's not even talk about the old Air and Pro because they don't matter anymore. So with the MacBook Air M1 2020 edition, you get the Apple M1 chip. With the MacBook Pro, you get, surprise, the Apple M1 chip. Then for the Air, you get an 8-core CPU with 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. And then for the Pro, surprise, surprise, you get the exact same with the basic model. Let's just put it right here. And then the difference comes in play. With the basic model of the Air, you get a 7-core GPU. And with the Pro, you get an 8-core GPU. So graphic is slightly better on the Pro, and depending on what you need to use the Pro for, graphic could play a huge role in your decision making. But for us average people, it really doesn't. So yeah, if you just look at the basics, the MacBook Pro has literally no benefits. It has the touch bar, but a lot of people hate the touch bar. I've never used it and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. For me personally, I think it's not really useful, but maybe I will change my mind. So obviously the touch bar is different. And then also when it comes to the brightness, the MacBook Pro is a little bit better, but pixel display, everything is the same. And if I'm getting something wrong, you guys are allowed to correct me, obviously. Also, there's one other difference. The MacBook Pro has a fan inside, whereas the Air doesn't. I don't really know how to describe this in English, but the MacBook Air doesn't require a fan because it can't heat up. It's impossible to heat up with the performance and everything. Whereas the MacBook Pro could heat up, and that's why it has a fan to prevent it from heating up. So again, even the fan is not really an argument for the Pro. So obviously, if you look at all of the facts, this time around, it's a no-brainer to get the Air, whereas before it was a no-brainer to get a Pro. So obviously, I had to decide again, and I was debating, okay, maybe this is a sign, maybe I do need to get the Air. Okay, maybe Apple is trying to tell me something. Maybe Apple wanted to tell me I made the wrong decision. Hey girl, here's another chance, make the right decision this time. So my mind was telling me to get the Air. My heart was telling me to get the Air regardless. So what did I get? Yes, you guessed it, the Pro again. Sorry guys, camera battery died. As always, why should I ever be prepared for a video? What else is new? So back to why on earth did I make the wrong decision this time? Okay guys, I can't really explain, to be honest. It's kind of like I settled with the idea of having a Pro again, and this time in space gray. I guess in a way I wanted to show myself that it's not just about the color, that I'm not that superficial, but in reality it was my boyfriend who talked me basically into getting a Pro, because he said, hey, if you want a new laptop, money should never matter. I was like, all right, but the Pro is not really better. And then also the battery. Oh, this is nothing I forgot to mention. The MacBook Air can last up to 18 hours of usage of you browsing on the internet, whereas the Pro can last up to 20 hours. And he had a good argument right there. He was like, you are on your laptop for 20 hours straight on some days. So it would require you to have a Pro in order to be doing that with just your battery. So stupid argument, but in the end he's right. If I want a new laptop and the money really doesn't matter in that aspect, I should still go for the Pro because it's slightly better. But I would not recommend just getting the Pro because you're like, oh wow, it's a Pro, it has to be better, because this time around it not really is any better than the Air. So my advice is, get the Air, girls, get it in gold. I'm gonna be so jealous. Tag me in all of your pictures or videos of your MacBook Air gold, and I will just admire from afar. And all of the guys, just get an Air in, I don't know, space gray, silver, or gold if that's what you like. Why should guys not like the gold one? So anyone, just get the MacBook Air gold. While I'm stuck here with a Pro once again, which also obviously I'm going to do an unpacking video next week when I have it. It's supposed to arrive on Monday. It's Wednesday now, so yeah, I'm really excited. But still, guys, if you can't decide whether you need an Air or a Pro, keep in mind that if you have to decide on it, you don't really need a Pro. So get the Air and be happy with it, honestly, and save a lot of money because it is so much cheaper this time. But yeah, anyways, I hope I see you guys next week when I unpack my real new baby. And now I have to send this one back, which is still kind of breaking my heart. Anyways, I hope this video helped at least one of you guys out there. Even if like 1,000, 2,000 people are watching this and only one person thought this was helpful, I'm still glad I could help out someone, even though 999 people wasted their time. In that case, I'm sorry. Anyways, bye guys.